Well, yesterday we talked about the things you want to know about coming to church on Sunday. Today we want to focus on the needs of those who are most vulnerable and those who have been very strictly social distancing. As a Christ follower and as a pastor, I care greatly about your physical well-being. Even more, I care ever so greatly about your spiritual well-being. And the fact is, separation and isolation has not been healthy for our souls. So we want to provide an environment where you will feel the freedom to come and join us and start getting that nourishment of friendship and fellowship that is so important. If you decide to come to the 8:30 service, we're going to ask you to enter through the worship door that goes directly into the worship center. So when you come into the parking lot, we want you to come down and actually park in this section over here near where the handicap parking is. And so by doing this, once you're in here, we're actually going to cone this area off so that the people who are coming to the second service go to the other end and keep separated from the people that are in this particular service. I want you to know that as you arrive, this room will not have been used before you've been here, so it will be absolutely clean, sterile, and ready for your use. You're going to come and enter through this door. It is very friendly for wheelchair access. We'll have someone standing here to open the door. They will be masked, and we will ask everybody that comes to this service to wear a mask from the time they enter to the time they exit. If you do not plan to wear a mask throughout this entire service, this is not the service for you. We want to make sure that those that come to this service feel absolutely free to come and participate. As you walk through the door, right at the door, you'll notice a table. And at the table, we have a few things for you. We have an offering basket. We have communion prepackaged for you. This is actually sealed with the bread and the juice inside under seals where human hands have not touched it. And you can go ahead and get that, and we'll take communion during our time together. And again, just to remind you that masks will be required of everybody who's in this service. So it's very important that if you're going to come to this service, you're aware of the fact that you'll be wearing a mask the whole time. As you enter the room, we'll have a couple of room hosts to help guide you through the room, and they will keep an appropriate distance. You'll notice already that we've set up the rows so that they are 6 feet apart. And what we've done is ask that when you come and are seated, either you or with your family, once you're seated, if you will leave 3 seats between you and the next individual or the next family, you will have plenty of space. We believe that this will not be a highly attended service. And believe it or not, that's actually to our advantage because that will provide incredibly adequate distancing. We're wanting to make sure to limit exposure, so this service will only last 30 minutes. And when the service is done, we'll leave the same way we came. We'll go out the worship center door and back out into the parking lot. You can decide from there what you're going to do. I mean, if you know somebody and you want to stand and talk with the mask outside, you're free to do that. But we just want you to know that while you're in here, we're going to be doing absolutely everything we can to honor a degree of separation for you and yet provide the friendship that we can by being together. Now, let's say you decide to come to the second or the third service. If you come to those services, what we'd like to be able to do for you, if you would let us know ahead of time, we'll be offering you a registration link. And if you let us know ahead of time that you want to come to that service, but you're in that state of vulnerability or more extreme distancing, if you'll let us know that, we will actually reserve some seats for you. Our plan right now is to use this side section as an area where we would reserve these seats for people who fall in that category of vulnerability. They would be labeled so that you would know exactly where you're going to sit, and we'd make sure that these seats are sanitary and ready to go when you come into the room. There's obviously the more than adequate 6-foot separation between you and the next section, so you would have that. Now, one of the things to know, in the second and third service, we will be doing music. We're going to reserve the music to the end of the service, so we'll be doing 2 songs at the end of the service. If that's a next step you're not ready to take, you're thinking, you know what, I would probably rather not be present while there's singing taking place, we will provide a short break between the message and the music where you are absolutely welcome to go ahead at that point and head on your way and leave the service. And believe me, nobody will feel offended, nobody will judge. What's important to us is that you feel the freedom to come and be with your brothers and sisters in Christ. I think that if there's anything we've learned during this season, it is that souls need souls. People need each other. We need that connection. And so we want you to be able to have that. If you have any other questions, you fall in this vulnerable state, you have any other questions, feel free to go ahead and respond to the email through which this link was sent, and we will answer any question you have in order that we might help you to feel most comfortable. And remember, we'll still be offering the online service, so you will still have that opportunity. If you're not comfortable with coming and joining us quite yet, you can keep watching until you're ready to do so. We love you, we miss you, we can't wait to see you Sunday.